Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're gonna talk about your standards create your life. Okay, everybody wants a better life. Yeah, more success, more confidence, more like a money or freedom, whatever. But very few people ask themselves for a really simple question. Okay, what are my standards? Okay, because your life will always raise or fall to the level of what you're willing to tolerate. Not your goals, not your dreams, it's your standards. Anyone can set a goal, anyone can say they want success. Yeah, anyone can talk about the future they dream of, but standards are different. Okay, standards are what you accept on a daily basis, the actions you allow, the habits you tolerate, the excuses you make. And that's where, like, your future is really being created. Okay, think about it. If your standard is to quit when things get difficult, you'll quit. Yeah? If your standard is to make excuses, you will make excuses. If your standard is to settle for less than you're capable of, then you will spend your life settling. The truth is that the most people don't want and the most people don't get what they want. They get what they tolerate. And that's why two people can have exact same goal and a completely a different result. One has a high standards, the other has high hopes. And hopes is not enough. Yeah, you need to take actions. Yeah, standards determine behavior. Behavior determines result, and results determine your life. And that is that much simple. Look at any area of your life, your health, your finance, your relationship, your mindset. They all reflect your standards, because every day you will teaching people how to treat. You know, you're teaching yourself what is acceptable, and whatever becomes acceptable eventually becomes normal. And that's why lowering your standards it's so dangerous. Okay, it happens slowly, like one excuse, one shortcut, one broken promises at a time, until eventually you live in a life you never wanted. Not because you lack potential, because you accepted less. The people who build amazing lives usually have one thing in common. They refuse to lower their standards. Okay, they expect more from themselves. They demand consistency. They demand effort. They demand the growth. Okay, even when nobody's watching, even when it's difficult, even when it's inconvenient, that's what separates them. Okay, not the talent, not the luck, it's the standards. The good news is that standards can change, really change. You can change your standard just in 1 second. Okay, because it's all by your mindset. It can change how you think just in 1 second. You can decide today that average is no longer acceptable. You can decide today that excuses are no longer acceptable. You can decide today that wasting your potential is no longer acceptable. Yeah? And the moment your standards rise, your action begin to rise with them. Your results start to raise, then your life start to change, because your future isn't created by what you want. It's created by what you're willing to accept. Yeah? So take a look at your life, not your goals, not your intentions, your standards, okay? Because your standards create your life, and if you want a better life, raise your standards and I'll be fine, okay? So that's all what I want to tell you guys here today. So if you want a better life, raise your standards. So thank you for listening, and see you guys in the next video. Have a nice day, guys.